Alright, this is a quick update or fix to the non-stackable item sorter, where the Trident sorter has sadly broken in the 1.20 update. So that is where, of course, the Tridents get sorted. This is the updated version here. You might not have noticed it. The two big things that happened here is the Trident sorter has been moved to the side, so all you have to do in order to grab the Tridents is to walk up here. And in this corner, you should be able to grab all the Tridents. And the other big thing that's happened is your flint and steel and shears have been moved one block down in their double chest. But of course, the items still end up here. When it comes to actually building this modification, the build for the entire system is the exact same, except we are modifying the timer slightly, though we're modifying the Trident sorter, and then the blue circuit has to actually be lowered down a block. So if I come to the back side, it's a little bit easier to see. It's this cyan, it's this purple, and it's this lime circuit right here. So the cyan circuit is the exact same, but as you can see, it is one block lower. And this dark blue circuit, we end up getting rid of completely. So when it comes to actually building this or prepping the area, if you are starting from the already completed build, what we're going to do is we're going to start up here at the top, and we're going to go ahead and remove all the lime part of the system. And you can leave this comparator and piston right here, and just break this hopper and come back this way. The other things you can leave is you can leave the brewing stand, and you can leave this sticky piston with observer, or break this other one. You can also go ahead and remove the dark blue circuit along with that. If you want, you can remove this lamp, switch the lamp out for a solid block, and then you can remove the rest of the dark blue circuit. Then, of course, you're going to want to go ahead and remove the Trident sorter right here. Go ahead and leave the output hopper right there, but you can remove all the back. Now, as for this cyan circuit, honestly, the easiest way to do it is to actually remove it and then rebuild it. So that's what we're going to do. So for the rebuild, the first thing I'm actually going to work on is the Trident sorter, since that's going to be right down here in the middle. So from the hopper where all the non-stackable items that are not the Tridents end up, we are going to have a target block right here to the side of that, and then a dispenser facing directly up into this target block. Now if we come to the back side of that upward facing dispenser, we'll come down one block right here, and then you're going to need a comparator facing out, going directly into a block. The outside of this block have a redstone torch, and then come out another 2 blocks like that, have a bit of redstone dust there, have a target block right here to the side with a redstone torch on top of that, solid block on top of that, another block right out here to the side, have a repeater on 2 ticks, then you're going to need an upper slab right here, then you can have another solid block here, and then 2 bits of redstone dust. Then you're going to want to put a repeater right here on 1 tick, and then we're going to come right back to this dispenser, have a hopper go into that dispenser with a barrel on top of it. Then we'll have a hopper go into that barrel, and then we can save a little bit of iron and replace this hopper with a barrel or chest. You can have a bit of redstone dust on top of that barrel and that target block. Now we're going to come directly down from this redstone torch 2 blocks. So 2 blocks down, 1 block out. You are going to need 2 repeaters here. First one on 3 ticks, second one on 1 tick. Then come around to the other side to where our target block is. You'll come out 1 block, have a repeater here on 4 ticks, with another block and a redstone torch right there. Now if we rotate back to the front side of this sorter, we are going to come from the bottom of this dropper. We're going to have a hopper facing into this solid block right here. Then we're going to temporarily remove that and replace that solid block with a dropper facing this way, another dropper, and then a dispenser facing this way. Then we need to go ahead and grab that comparator back and put that back in place facing out like this. And then you need to either have a glass or solid block right here. This block is very important. The reason this block is very important and this block is very important is basically when the dispenser fires the block up, it needs to have only one option to go this way. And with this block removed, depending on your orientation of the machine, will depend whether the item goes into the hopper or falls on top of this comparator. So you need 2 blocks there, and if you want, you can replace this block with a redstone lamp that we can see when the system's in action. And then you can of course have a barrel or something here, and just by walking on top of this block right here, that will give you every single one of your tridents, which you can then put in the barrel. I would do this every time you use the system, just to make sure if you accidentally throw a trident in, it doesn't get despawned or something. and you keep all your tridents nice, safe, and sound. Now this science circuit is very complicated, so watch this closely. We're going to start by coming back here, a temporary block, hopper go into that temporary block. Then you need to come out another 2 temporary blocks to the left. Go ahead and break those 2 right there. You can have 2 hoppers going directly into that. Then you can have another temporary block here with the hopper going into that temporary block. And then here we need to put in 3 droppers. So 1 going up there, 1 up there, and 1 up there. Then this hopper you need to break and replace so that it's facing into that original dropper, just like that. Then you can grab your double chests, and you need a double chest here and a double chest here. The order of the flint and steel first and then shears is the same as the last time. Next you need some temporary blocks. Come out 4 blocks like this. Then you can go ahead and break this first one, put a dropper there, break the second 2, and go ahead and have 2 observers facing in. You'll have 1 observer face in on top of that. And then you need to grab your repeaters. You're going to want to have 1 repeater on 2 ticks like that. You need a knurl piston, obsidian or removable block, and then a redstone torch right there. You can have some redstone dust right on top of that piston. You can have a solid block right here, and then you can have a repeater here, another solid block, another repeater. Then you need to grab your target blocks. You need to have a target block here, solid block here, and some redstone dust. Then coming back to our repeaters, the first one needs to be on 4 ticks, the second one is on 2 ticks. You're going to have a bit of redstone dust here, solid block here, solid block right here. Then we're going to come to the other side, and from the 4-tick repeater, have a block on the side of that with a comparator. That's going to go straight into a solid block with a redstone torch on the other side with a block right on top of that. You then want to take a sticky piston coming from this comparator right next to that block. You need a sticky piston facing inward, and then you need to have an observer facing inward, just like that. Then go ahead and have a block right on top of here. Go ahead and have a repeater on 1 tick. And that's going to go to a redstone torch. Now you're going to need an observer right here. That way it can detect anytime shears or flint and steel is being used. And then you need a block here and come down 1 block right here with 2 bits of redstone dust and a torch on the side of that. And that's locking the hopper underneath the dispenser. Then you'll need a repeater right here on 2 ticks. That's going to go straight into a solid block. Then we're going to come out here to the side. Go ahead and come up 1 block. Have a bit of redstone dust. Then have a repeater here on 4 ticks going into a solid block. The best thing to do at this point is to test this part of the system. Your trident sorter is pretty simple, but this system is complex enough you want to make sure you built it all right. So go ahead and throw in some flint and steel. You'd see the observer trigger, and then that flint and steel should end up in this chest here. Now if you take your shears and come around to the other side and throw your shears in, the observer should not trigger, and that should go all the way through into this right chest. If you don't see, for example, the flint and steel right away, it doesn't necessarily mean your system is broken. It just means there might be 1 flint and steel being held up in either this dropper or the dropper right above it. You will just need to double check on that. Now the last bit of your system that needs fixed is going to be the timer. Now the timer is going to have a solid block right up here, a target block next to that piston. Then you need either a solid or a glass block right here with a bit of redstone dust. Coming around to the other side of this, you need to make sure to have a glass block here with some redstone dust on it, and then a solid block to keep the redstone dust from connecting. Then we're going to go ahead and come out 3 blocks right here, break the middle one, have a sticky piston facing in with an inward facing observer. You can break that temporary block there. Then you want to come back another 3 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, have a target block, then come back another block, 1 more, and then we're going to come up 1, and then we're going to turn the corner, come down 1 block, and then we're going to have a line of blocks coming in just like this, all the way back to our comparator. We're going to have a bit of redstone dust here, here, and here. Coming around to the other side, a bit of redstone dust on top of the sticky piston, redstone torch there. Then you need to have repeaters along this top line, all the way in, a repeater here, and repeater here. All these upper repeaters need to be on 4 ticks. But then you need to have your first bottom repeater on 3 ticks, your second one on 2, and your third one on 4 ticks. But that is all there is to the upgrades. Any other questions or comments, of course, let me know down in the comment section below, or join my Discord. Links are in the description and everywhere. But this has been a Rocket Builder, and I'll see you all in the next video.